Hey guys, welcome back to Mo Money Budgets. I'm Mo, and today is November 14th, 2025. I figured I would come on here and budget my paycheck with you and also just have a little chat about how things have been going since the last budget. I've kind of decided that I'm just going to stop promising things. Last time I stated that I was going to make a grocery budget, and let's see. Last time I talked to you, I think it was either the time before that or last time I mentioned our microwave died. Our dryer died this last week, and so I had to get a new washer and dryer because it was like a combo. So that happened. So that was not budgeted for. And my brother-in-law passed away. My aunt had surgery to have part of her femur removed because of osteosarcoma. I think I mentioned I had applied for a promotion at work, so I've been interviewing for that. Life has been crazy and my baby is teething, so I'm exhausted. I have no time. I literally just cooked dinner and showered and I'm in my pajamas. So we're just gonna do the best that I can. And that's all that I can do right now. So that's where we are. So I'm going to go ahead and get everything pulled up here so that we can go ahead and get started. I mentioned just a few seconds ago that our dryer died. So we have a laundry closet. It's not a laundry room. And up until now, we had the apartment style stacked washer and dryer that was the top load washer with the dryer on top, but you couldn't really fit much of anything in it because it wasn't a full size washer and dryer. And I hate a front load washer. I think it is the most asinine engineered design ever. No offense if you love them. I just think that it's not man's finest work. But a full-size top-load washer and dryer will not fit in the space that we have. And so I was sick of having the apartment-style washer and dryer because you can't even fit a comforter in it. And so I caved and got a front-load washer with a dryer, full size, so that we could stack them. I did not want to pay full price for one because I hate them. And I really wasn't about to drop $1,500, $2,000 on something that I despise and that I've never owned before. So what I did is I went on Facebook Marketplace and I found a used washer and dryer that I got for $250. So that's what we have. And there was some mold in the front load washer gasket, which is why I hate them. But I spent days and days cleaning it and everything is pretty good to go now. So that was not planned for. And there's been a couple other things happening in our lives. So that brings me to today. So today is the 14th of November. My car and umbrella insurance came out of my bank account, which was $252.77. I've mentioned previously that we have 3 vehicles, a boat trailer, a boat, and a car trailer. So that's kind of why everything is pretty pricey with that. But that left my balance before my paycheck hit today at $11.46. So my income, I get paid every other week, was $2,293.29, bringing our balance to $2,304.75. My previous paychecks, I've had benefits deducted twice because of being on maternity leave. However, my last paycheck 2 weeks ago was the last one that happened for. So this paycheck is my normal pay. now that everything's coming out as it should be, just once. So that, again, leaves us here with $2,304.75. For those of you that are new, we do have a single income household. My husband is staying home for the first year of our child's life. That was a personal choice. That's what we wanted to do. And it really just came down to numbers. And whoever was making more would continue to work. So that is why I say our income, or brings us to, because it's just me. So not to say that he's not working. Trust me, taking care of a child full time is a full-time job. And he tells me all the time, this is harder than any job I've ever had. I'm like, yeah. All right, so my credit card statement posted today as well. So I paid off my Capital One card, which was $585.97. And that brings our balance to $1,718.78. I pay for everything with my credit card. Groceries, gas, anything that we need for the house, because I get the points. And so it seems like a lot, but basically everything goes on the credit card and then I pay it off. Normally I have those things deducted from my budget, but like I said, there were certain things that came up this month that wasn't expected. So that was not in my balance as an available amount of money anymore. So for instance, the washer and dryer, there were some costs that I helped pay for certain things to cover for other people because I have had a lot of family things going on. And so needless to say, my credit card statement was kind of high, so I paid that off in total. And then I also have a Chase card, which is just hooked to Amazon, so anything I buy off Amazon goes on that card. So that I paid off today as well, $72.42, bringing my balance to $1,646.36. I did sell something on Facebook Marketplace that I made $30 from. So that then brings our budget to $1,676.36. I've mentioned before that I budget half of my mortgage from each paycheck. So half of our mortgage was $629.96, which brings the balance to $1,046.40. We had some co-pays for some doctor's appointments that I had to pay, bringing my balance to $996.40. I did have to go to BJ's today, which is kind of like a bulk store like Sam's or Costco. I had to get coffee and creamer. It's just cheaper if you buy it in bulk. So that was $53.44. Bringing my balance to $942.96. I also had to go to Target to get a few things for the baby. So that was $53.08, bringing our balance to $889.88. I have not gone to Aldi yet. However, I've made a grocery list. I'm fairly certain of what I'm going to spend. And so I'm budgeting $38.96 for that. It may be above or below. Like I said, it's just vague based off of the app. What things cost on the app typically are lower in store. But that is what I am expecting to spend. And so that should bring our budget to $150.92. I had budgeted this last time, but I just moved it down on the budget. So a friend of mine's birthday, I'm budgeting $25 for that, bringing my budget to $825.92. My husband's phone bill, which did come out today. I've mentioned before that we are not on the same phone plan because my job pays for my phone bill. So we have to be on separate plans. They just prefer it that way for billing and expensing. So his phone bill is $144.60, bringing the total to $681.32. We have a home security system, which is billed monthly. That is $22.99, which should come out on the 19th of the month. And that will bring our balance to $658.33. Our home internet, which is $104.99. I will eventually get reimbursed for a majority of that. I've mentioned before in a previous video that my job pays for our home internet and my phone. I just haven't filed the expense report yet, so you haven't seen the green incoming funds for that yet, but eventually I will get reimbursed for that. So that will bring my balance to $553.34. I am getting a haircut next week. I'm budgeting $100 for that. Sometimes I get a treatment on my hair. So this is kind of like the max that I expected to be with tip and everything, but it could end up being lower. So that will bring my total to $453.34. I do have to replace our refrigerator filter, which gets replaced every 6 months. So that is $52. That needs to be replaced on the 20th. And so that will bring my budget to $401.34 at that time. I expect another copay, which will be $25, bringing my balance to $376.34. One of my dogs is going to need food. His food, he's behind me actually. You can see him right there. His food is $57.99, bringing my balance to $318.34. Food and gas, $135, bringing my balance to $183.35. My phone bill, again, will get reimbursed to me. Haven't filed the expense report yet. $158.35, bringing my balance to $25. And then lastly, one more copay, $25, bringing my balance to $0. And my next payday will be the 28th, and I don't have any pending bills after that copay, so on the 27th, and then I'll get paid again on November 28th. So that will bring me to a $0 balance. It's kind of what's been going on my end. I have so many plans and wants and thoughts about what I want to do to this YouTube channel and the content that I want to bring. And I totally understand that half the time I come on here looking ragged and tired, and the reality is I have a 5-month-old teething baby. I got a lot of family things going on, and I'm just doing my best. So hopefully in the future I have a lot more time to commit. Right now you guys are getting the absolute most that I have to offer, which is kind of sad, but I'm just kind of in this phase of life right now where if it comes down to cuddling my baby or spending time with my family, I'm gonna choose those things, and YouTube is kind of fallen by the wayside. Yeah, so unfortunately that's just kind of the way that it's working out right now. But I am committed to continue to try to show up at the best of my ability and the capacity that I have. And so that's what I've got here. Any comments or questions, please feel free to leave them for me. Thanks for watching. Catch you guys later. Bye.